been on some amazing tours the past few years. So good that on the most recent one I didn't bother checking to see if the tour operator had a good reputation or not. Well, it turned out to be the tour from hell. But before I start, here are the 10 most important questions to ask before you hand over your hard-earned cash. Let's go through these, and I'll use our recent tour with Klaus Mueller as a test case. This was in the remote high country of Victoria, where you are often a long, long way from any assistance. Can you transport an injured rider? Well, there was no off-road support vehicle. We were only told at the rider briefing that injured riders would have to jump on the back of someone else's bike and be doubled out. What if they were too injured? Who knows? An explanation wasn't given. Can you recover a motorbike? Again, without a support vehicle, it became clear any broken down bike would have to be rescued by the owner later. Ditto for anyone too injured to ride their bike out. Do you have emergency beacons and communications? In remote areas, rapid assistance is needed for major injuries. On this tour, a rider would potentially need to ride a long way before even getting phone reception to call emergency services. And even the basics were missing, like radio comms between the leader and sweep rider. Do you carry things like tubes, oil, a comprehensive toolkit? Without a support vehicle, we were advised we'd need to carry everything needed to keep ourselves going, which obviously adds weight. In the rider briefing, they were clear that they would not even have a tube for anyone in case of punctures. Do you have a paramedic on staff? Well, look, not many tours do, but at least they usually have one person trained in first aid. No mention was made of this on our tour. Is there a proper first aid kit? Thankfully, we had no serious injuries, but we've heard reports from previous trip where Klaus Mueller's first aid kit is almost non-existent, and they had to rely on kits brought by the customers. Are you a registered business with insurance? Well, being registered does not guarantee a tour operator will be ethical, but it's a step in the right direction. We found that Klaus Mueller had no website, Facebook page, business registration, or social media. And in worst case scenarios, you want some form of public liability insurance over the tour. There was none in our case. What happens if you damage my bike? Every night we locked our bike to Klaus's trailer with his knowledge. On the fourth day he forgot and dragged our bikes down the road when he went for a drive, causing almost $3,000 worth of damage. He said it wasn't his fault, he wouldn't pay, and he had no insurance. We would have to sue him. Well, we didn't want to do that, but after several months he was pressured by one rider to cough up $700. What is the riding like? Make sure you have the needed skills for the tour and determine what sort of riding it will be. Because ours was called trail bike tours, most of us expected dirt riding, but never saw any single track and just stayed on wide, easy dirt tracks the vast majority of the time. We even did 140 kilometres of highway one day. It turned out to be an adventure ride, not a dirt ride at all. Quite a few disappointed customers. What's included in the price? Remember, a tour is often cheap because of what's not included. Klaus's tours in the high country are the cheapest, but other tours will include things such as fuel, lunches, inner tubes for punctures, extra support staff, emergency communication devices, a paramedic or first aid qualified support staff, and insurance. In my experience, the other tour operators I've ridden with have been amazing. They check the boxes on all these items, but above all, they were dedicated to giving everyone the ride of their lives too. It certainly helps though to do your research first and make sure. I will be from now on.